extremely, extremely sorry. But could not be helped. It should stop momentarily. Okay. We'll give it a few minutes. Hi. Hi, Thelma BG. Hi, Termites Go. Hi, TTDA Boy. Hi, everybody. Sorry. Sorry I'm late. A really important phone call came in, and unfortunately, I had to hold off live till the phone calls were all completed. So, there is that. Today, we are talking about Conservation Spotlight, Kakapo. Kakapo. Awesome, thank you. So if you don't know what this bird is, I was going to try to bring up a picture. That I could use in my video or in. Oh, dude. That I could use for live. But the problem is I can't, because a lot of them are copyrighted, and I don't need to get in trouble for that. So, this is the bird that we're talking about tonight. It is a parrot. From New Zealand. hence the funny name. So a little bit about this bird. It's okay. I get it. I was eating popcorn before live, and I had a bit of scale in my mouth. Ugh. They are a species of parrot, as I mentioned earlier. They are completely nocturnal and flightless. As you saw, they don't have, as you can tell from the picture I showed, they are green in color. That helps to keep them camouflaged. They are one of the longest living birds in the world. It is believed that they can possibly live for up to 100 years, but we know that they're capable of reaching at least 90. They are also the heaviest parrots in the world, coming in at 2.2 kilograms or 4.8 pounds. During the day, these guys sleep either on the ground or up in the trees, and they are actually pretty good climbers, so that's how they would get into the trees. More on that later. Or actually, not really later. They actually will use their claws and their beaks and their legs to climb up into the trees. And they're going to use their wings to help them get balanced. To protect themselves from enemies, the adults will freeze and hunker down on the ground to sort of blend in with the vegetation. Adults may not breed for the first time till they are at least 6 years old. Thank you, Termites Go. I think it's pretty awesome too. Females only breed every 2 to 4 years. So that might play into why this species is in the state that it's in. Now, only the females incubate the eggs, and they raise the young by themselves. Males have nothing to do with it, other than they provide, the necessary ingredients, so to speak, to produce chicks. That sounded really bad. Females will spend 29 days on the nest, and the nests are either on the ground or in cavities under the ground. They will lay anywhere from 1 to 4 eggs. And at one time, these were the third most common bird in all of New Zealand. Now, in the 1970s, there were only 18 of these birds, and they were all males, which, you can't really have eggs if you only have males. So, they did end up, though, in 1977, finding a small breeding population, and they moved those birds to another island where there were fewer pests, which we will talk about later. I think I just got a message. No, I did not. Okay. Yeah. There are now somewhere around 126 individuals, including 78 breeding females, which is better than 18 or 17. They still need to get their numbers up increased beyond the range of being critically endangered. These animals are strictly vegetarian. They're going to be feeding on things like leaves, buds, flowers, fern fronds, bark, rhizomes, bulbs, fruits, and seeds. The babies might get some protein. Let's get into the rest. They are critically endangered. Population trend is for an increase. Numbers of mature individuals, according to the IUCN Red List website, puts them at 16 species, or 16 mature individuals. Threats to this animal, include the population being heavily fragmented, which is not good. That tends to mean that there are genetic issues going on. Their main predators are going to be cats and stouts. If you don't know what a stout is, stouts are a type of weasel. And the eggs and chicks, sadly, are hunted by introduced rats. Now, these birds were introduced to a few islands. I am not going to try to pronounce these words because, as my moderator will tell you, I don't cats. Introduced cats. Those are the islands that they've been introduced on. Termites go. I'm assuming like feral domestic cats, because cats would not be native to New Zealand. As far as what's being done, they are breeding them. They set aside areas for them to nest in. They do their best to protect the nest against rats and predators. They also will monitor nest, eggs, and chicks. They will even supplementary feed the adults. And if a chick is not doing the best, they will remove that chick and then raise it up. Another problem, as I hinted at before, this species has a low genetic diversity. Being an island, it's hard to find mates that maybe aren't related, so that provides a problem. So, also important to note is that there are no zoos in the world that house Kakapo. There aren't even zoos in New Zealand that house them, so there's no outside of New Zealand breeding being done for these birds. We need to continue breeding. We need to remove introduced species. These birds are protected by CITES, which means that you cannot import these birds or any of their body parts. It would be against federal or international law. And with that, guys, I really don't have anything else. These lives tend to get really short real fast. I need to start doing 2 animals every night, but then I would run out of stuff to talk about. And again, I apologize wholeheartedly for being late. There was a phone call come in that was... Yes, they're supposed to be. Hi, plain blood man. Hello. Um, yes, but not all of the islands are. As far as there are other islands in New Zealand, I don't know if the North and South Islands are free of predators or not. They may be working towards that goal. Island life is really hard. But the animals, for the animals anyway. You don't have a huge population usually, and these animals did not, I'm going to use the word evolved. They're not adapted to deal with predators, at least not the type that was brought in. And so, yeah, issues. Not saying that they didn't have natural predators, but cats in the Stout would not be a normal predator for them. Any questions? Not sure what that symbol means, termites go. This is one of those species that at least they're increasing. So I will take that over decreasing any day. Very, very cool. We had fish. They are, that's good. That's higher than what the IUCN was updated with. Is that it's also important to note that when I do give numbers from the IUCN red list, that it's giving a count of just the adults. They don't count babies, they don't count eggs, it's strictly adults. But island life a lot of times gets hit extremely hard. Oh, no. Right. Thank you. I would think if you're going to do a count, it makes more sense to count the adults. No. It is there purely for decoration. That tank used to be home to an 8-inch tarantula named Hades. That I raised up from a little itty bitty spud, and I just have not dumped the tank because no, it is there because I want to make people ask questions. And from time to time, I do talk about keeping tarantulas, and it's just easier to have a tank that is already set up. I don't have to reset up a tank every time I do a video on them, so T-Man, if I'm so lame, why are you here? That must make you lame too? Not that I'm lame, but okay. You're welcome to your opinion. Glad to know nobody else in my life is lame. Besides, you probably need a hug. Thank you, plain good man. Sorry, plain blood man. But, yeah. Oh, no. I need to do good about calling people by their names. Thank you for the subscription. I do. That's awesome, Polly. Polly Harris. I used to have a channel that was just dedicated to them, but it wasn't really doing anything, so I dropped it. Hello. We have moved from our regular scheduled topic to open chat, as long as you're respectable. So, for those of you that are new to my channel, on this channel, I do mostly animal figure reviews. Things like this guy. I don't have a favorite animal. I have many favorite animals. I appreciate that very much. But one of my favorite animals is definitely, well, there's two animals that are my three animals that I'm like obsessed about. one of them is on the two of them, or maybe three of them are on my shelf, but I like all of them. But definitely Komodo dragons are one of my favorites. Harpy eagles are one of my favorites, as well as blue sharks, great white sharks, tiger sharks. There's bunches of them. Usually, if it's just a little bit off, just a little bit dangerous, yep. That's cool, Polly Harris. No, Posh Love. And I don't have grandkids, so I'm not a granddad. They are so cool. Oh, yes, I do remember now. Yes, I've seen that comment. Which reminds me, I do see all of my comments. I'm absolutely 100% positive. Yes. I have not sired any offspring. You are correct. We all poop, dude. Even women. I have no grandkids. I have no children. That is... I'm sorry, but I'm not answering that question. That's private. Sorry. My social life is my business. But you're free to ask just about everything else. Termite Skull, you didn't say anything bad. I don't think, anyway. It's okay. I'm basically easygoing when it comes to stuff, but my age, my social life, and a few other things are off the charts as far as answering. Okay. I guess. Okay. I've seen it once. I don't need to see it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more times. That leads me to believe that okay, I'm happy for you. You're big. Dude, I wouldn't do that. That's how you get timed out. And that is not being respectable. Really? Well, here. I have no idea what that means, dude. No, I don't. I don't glaze anything. I just tell it like it is. I'm positive. Assuming that. Okie dokie. Bye. Have a good night. Hi, Plain Blood Man. I'm not going to be toyed with. Bye, termites go. Have a good evening. I don't know what you did, what you didn't do. So how do I know if you did it or not? I have no idea. It was okay. It was okay. I liked Rogue One, and I also liked Obi-Wan. Ah, that's okay. Everybody is different. That is true. What I don't like is when you have a pre-existing character and you have to change them to fit a new movie. That drives me nuts. Hi, Astro Duchess. How is everybody tonight? So far, the weather is holding off. I'm thankful for that. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. It's always good to be good. Russ Lynch, what did you think of the Boba Fett one? Was that called Boba Fett? I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, he did. It's not, but it's not illegal. Okay. By Plain Blood Man. By Plain Blood Man. Have a good one. That was unique. I see. Trouble, maybe? I don't know. Ross Lynch, actor fan. What were the plot holes in it? I guess we got disconnected. Wow, that was loud. I can still hear it. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. I don't know. Who is it? Okay. That's good, I guess. Had a very low, I don't know if it was a jet or a helicopter go through. Yep, it is. Almost. Hello, player 456. Hi. I know the movie or the show. I know of it. Oh, joy. Roblox. Bye, Astro Duchess. Have a good night. So, player 456, what's new? Same. You're just checking to see what's going on in other lives and decided to randomly come in here. And that's cool. Hi, termites. Termites go. Welcome back. That was quick. Ah, okay. Yeah, I talk about dinosaurs, dinosaur figures. I don't have very many, but I also don't think I've covered all of them either. Usually not in lives, though. Okay, player 456. Have dinosaurs. A lot of people seem to like dinosaurs. Posh love? That makes absolutely no sense at all. Hello. And anybody is welcome in my live. No, but I think I have an idea. I'm sure it is. Yep, I figured as much. No, you can't. That would lead to issues. Goodbye. And if his other name comes in, they can be put on a 24-hour timeout too. Yeah, it's not quite again. Bye, everybody. Have a good evening. I will talk to you everybody later. Bye bye. Good night, Carol.